All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow analysis. This is not hindsight. This is forward-looking. We will read the current order flow and understand where price might be going next. So you can do that with order flow and actively trading it. You can look at, there's all sorts of strategies. It's all fractal. You can find a smaller head and shoulders on within seconds compared to a head and shoulders pattern on a monthly chart, all the way on up. It doesn't matter. So we'll be looking for many different things to gain an edge here using order flow. All right, so let's go through. There's a bunch of news announcements I have for you. First, some really interesting stuff, so hang in there for a minute here as we go through it. First, the disclosure. General disclosure: all Bookmap Ltd materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so number one, well, you may have heard, actually, let's go back one or down one more. You may have heard about this. Go to competition.bookmap.com. Down here, you can see in the lower right hand, lower part of the screen here, we're having a competition not next week, the week after that. We're going to give you $1 million in sim trading scary size is the theme here. So in fact, I have some things to go through and show you, and we'll get back to the trading the size in a minute here. I've got some interesting things to cover regarding that. So anyway, go sign up, register today, and here I'll put the link into the chat for you. Here it is here, sign up. It's all free. You will get data and access to Bookmap for free as well if you don't have it. Okay, so you will only get it though at the day before. It starts on the 29th. You'll get it on the 28th to play around. Okay, so in Discord, there's the link. Over in YouTube, let me give you the link as well. Good morning, oh boy. There's the link there in YouTube. All right, so now let's go back one slide here. So next week, we're going to preempt the competition by going through and understanding how other institutional traders trade. So we're going to have a webinar, Pro Trader webinar series. This is the first time we've done one like this, where it's going to be about institutional traders and how they get filled. We have some new names in here, and I think you're really going to like it. So Scott Pulcini, as you guys know, he trades with us every Thursday. He will also present on Thursday, and he's a prop trader, professional trader, trading massive size, 1,000 contracts or more in the S&P E-mini back in the early 2000s. So we can learn a lot from Scott on this subject. Al Vinjamore, hedge fund manager, close to maybe a $1 billion under management. So the way that he gets in and out of the market, and he's using high frequency trading as well. It's a different way of trading. It's a different mentality. We can learn a lot from this. This is how this whole trading competition came around, or this idea of trading size, was that get an understanding how larger players trade. Do it in sim. And once you start to understand their game, you will be able to apply your retail trading to it after the competition. Okay, Brad Gilbert, bank trader with the credentials here are impressive. He was with Citibank. He was with many other banks. Citibank was the main one where he was on the desk and leading the teams in London, also in New York, also in Japan or Tokyo, and then also in Sydney. Robert Rother, hedge fund manager as well, with a tremendous amount of money under management. Marco Bosing, bank trader with Deutsche Bank. So this is going to be great. It's going to be in Discord only. So you'll have to come over to our Discord channel and register to sign up and attend. All right. Then that'll lead to the trading scary size. All right. I'm going to have this put together for you guys as well. It's a PDF, so I'll have it over here in Discord soon, but just tempt you right now, tips and tricks. And why am I putting this together? Well, let me show you. I'll go over this in just a second here. Yeah, hold on a minute. I'll show you why I'm putting this together. On our Discord channel, maybe you guys saw this. It was one of our traders, Christoph. Okay, he's kind of new to Bookmap, and it's really great to see what he's doing. He's trading the he's trading the NQ. He's trading size. Okay, this is what happened to him. He hit market buy. These are all these little triangles here that add up. There's like, I don't know, maybe it was 180 contracts in the NQ. He slipped the order book. He totally swept the book higher, even above this little swing right here, because of the size of his order. This is what we want to avoid when trading with size. And this is what larger players avoid all the time. There's tips and tricks that we'll use for this competition. You can see here's his limit orders here that were placed, or I'm sorry, his stop orders that he moved up, and then he got filled on those and also got slipped, as you can see here. So understanding how to trade size and minimize this kind of damage is a big deal. And I think you guys are going to like it. There's some tips and tricks. Use limit orders, use smaller orders over a period of time. You're going to dollar cost average in and out. You can use a combination of different things. Anyway, I'll have the PDF over here next week. Other news, join our beta programs. If you're interested in this, I'm going to demo this in just a second. I know we've got a lot to go through here, but there's a lot of news here, a lot of stuff going on. These are of high interest to a lot of you trading the prop trading accounts, multiple accounts. So our multi-account add-on here, for example, if you're trading 20 different fast track trading or Top Step or Apex or whatever it is accounts, now you can do it and copy those orders over to multiple accounts. All right, so sign up beta@bookmap.com, send an email and request that you want access to multi-accounts. There's also a new Market Pulse web version that has a new heat map that you might want to check out. There's others as well, so just let us know in the beta@bookmap.com email, and that'll get it going here. Go to our Blue Jacket competition as well. It's for those that are familiar with it. You create content during the week. It started October 10th, and there's a winner, and you can win 3 months of Bookmap with data. Bookmap Academy, we had it last night, and you might want to attend these. We go through all sorts of things in the Bookmap Academy. All right, I think, well, no, there's one more. You can also, if you're posting for that Blue Jacket competition, post it over in Reddit, and you can win a month of the MBO bundle. Okay, so lots of different stuff to go through there. Let me, for those of you interested, let's go through this multi-account here quickly, okay, before we dive into the order flow. I told you we have a lot of stuff to go through here in the morning. So anyway, we'll dive in. All right, so Right now, for example, let's go up to configure add-ons. I have the multi-account here, and actually I'm trading off of, is it here? Is it here that I was trading off? Yeah, I think it's actually is not working at the moment. Okay, I got a problem with it. I'm sorry about that. We can try it again here. It is in beta, so it was working just great this morning. Okay, there it is. Okay, we'll add it, and yeah, still having some issues with it. Okay, sorry about that. I won't be able to demo it for you, but this is a newer version that I have, so there were some changes to it. That's why I'm experiencing some of these issues here. Okay, so we'll skip the multi-account here for now. It's too bad. We have got some really interesting things in there. Hold on just a minute. All right. All right, so if you're interested in this competition, let me show you how you can connect, and you can right now you can start trading size. You'll have to reach out to one of our developers and request to get $1 million in your sim account. But this is how you can do it. Let me show you. So you're actually going to use the same connection methods here for the competition. So first off, I want to trade off of the ES chart here in Bookmap Lite. So you can do that. And you can also get stops and icebergs on chart in here. Okay, so let's trade off of this chart. Now let's go up to our connections here, and we're going to configure them. And we're going to go to our trading simulator here. And this is how you're going to connect to either a demo account or a competition account. So you click on the drop down here, and this is the competition one or the demo one. For now, I would recommend that you go to the demo account and trade size in here, okay? Because it will be documented in your journal and everything. So there we go. Now we come up and we select the account for the trading simulator, and then now here in the cross trading we select the demo sim account here, and we start. Click start, and then we can trade from this chart now. Okay. All right, and that's that. Now I also want to show you and why I'm doing all of this, so I can trade some size in here, and then I can look at it in my journal here. Okay, you just open up the trading statistics and open up your web trading journal, and here it is. Okay, so here you can start to track all of your trades, and they should be showing. Yeah, this was. Let's select a date here. Hold on just a second. Okay, today's the 18th, so we'll go 17th to October 18th. And I want to find just the trades I took earlier this morning. Well, I don't know where they are exactly. Should be here, but I don't see them. Yeah. Anyway, this is where you can track your trading activity in the trading journal, right? So I I would highly recommend that you do that so that you can check out your performance before the competition, right? And trade some size. All right, so let's actually put on a position. We're going to use the NASDAQ, and we'll use TraderMap Lite here, and we'll also use the sim. Okay, I've already activated it on. Okay, and let's put on, I don't know, maybe we can put on 150 lot. Okay, so let's see here. Well, we're just trading up to the, let's zoom out a little bit. This swing up here. Okay, now I've got 150 lots on here. And if I click market buy or market sell in here, I'm going to get slipped a tremendous amount. Okay, so let's say, am I looking for a breakout here? Or am I looking to fade it back in? Well, if I want to fade it back in, maybe I want to set a limit order here. Okay, a stop limit. So how do I do that? All right, well, go down to here, and my stop order type, I can use stop limit. All right, and then I'm going to right click in this window. Any right clicking is a sell. Oops. So let's actually try to set this here. Not enough balance. Okay, so that's too much. All right, let's go with 100 lot. All right, so there's my stop limit. Okay, 100 lot. So there, I just got filled, and let me widen these out a little bit here. So I just got filled. Okay, here, and it was a limit, so it took me. I got filled here completely. All right, so now let's just exit this here, and we'll you look at my take profit here. Okay, there's my slippage right there. Okay, I got slipped all the way back to and above my entry point here. All right, this is what we want to avoid. So how do we do that? Well, we have to set orders, or there's another way. Maybe we use 20 lots, okay, and we do multiple positions in here. Okay, so we look for an opportunity, and oh, I don't know. Let's look for. Here comes some buyers. Okay, top of the range, back up to where it dropped from. Okay, and all right, well, maybe I'll be a buyer here, limit buy, okay, for 20, maybe 40, right? And then now let's say, suppose I want to be a buyer here. Okay, well, I can do a market there. There we go. Actually, let me cancel all the open orders, and let's not use brackets just for this case. All right, so you can even see with 20 lots I got slipped there, right? And let me set our limit buys again. Okay, down here and maybe here. Okay, so you can see my average position. In fact, I'm using this tool called the theoretical average, or the break-even point, and you can see that here are all my orders here, right? And so it's going to take it from the average, and it's kind of at the upper end or kind of in the middle there, and that's it, right? So now that's a slippage on just 20 in the NQ. If you guys are using the S&P, it's going to be pretty easy. You'll be able to use the 100 lot pretty easily. I think, right? You might get slipped to two or three. Well, it depends on when. All right. So now see, look, here's where I got filled here with my limit of 20. Okay, and you can see now this is all in sim as well, and look how it averaged my theoretical average down now. Okay, so you can start to trade in a zone. You're going to have to think about different ways of trading for this competition, okay, to get the most out of it here. So maybe you use a combination of market on smaller size, or maybe even go with like 5 or 10, right, and just do it over time. So here's market buy, okay, as it slips lower. Okay, and maybe it slips higher, market buy. So I just went in now 5, 10, 15. Now I put in 20. Okay, so you can see I'm up to 60 now, and I still have this 20 down here, limit buy. All right, so it's up to you how you want to maybe use a combination of all of these in here to reduce your slippage. You're going to have to start to think about this. Also, you're going to have to start to think about, and we'll learn from some of these larger institutional players. When a lot of them, they will think about, okay, where do I want to get out? Let's suppose it's up here. That's the first thing they may put in into the market. In fact, we might even want to, we have a 40 lot here and another, 40 lot here. Okay, and you will not get slipped on these. These are limits. Okay, you're looking to get fully filled, but you might get a partial fill as well. Okay, so let's see if we can get up here and get filled on some of these here. All right, so and then I would be flat at that point, right? After averaging in through this whole position in here. Let me know if you have any questions on this. Let me go back to, sorry guys, I thought I'm in the Bookmap Academy room by accident. Go back to the all markets. Okay, here we go. Morning, Hector. Good morning, Aloise, Rob. All right, Caesar. Okay, D&T. All right, excellent. Yeah, I know. I have to restart. That's oh, I think you're talking to me. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, it's I'll demo that later for you guys. That multi account. It's working really, really well, to be honest. Like I was using this newer version, just updated today. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, this is another thing. Like you may, like, if you're going to be trading differently, like a larger player, maybe these are the areas at the swings. You're going to be looking for high liquidity in here. You have to think like a larger player here. And now, if these are new sellers coming in here, well, they're going to get squeezed at the top of the range here. Okay, so now I'm looking for buyers to trade back up to here and hit our target. Okay, we'll see. Maybe this is the move of the larger players to move it away from point of control here. Okay, we don't know yet. But I do know if we can get back up above this little area right here, the squeeze is on. And the NASDAQ loves to squeeze. And here we go. All right, NASDAQ, let's see it. Should hit the top of the range, should hit above top of the range here, right? We want to knock stops out up above it, so it should hit our target here. Our next target, we may consider to move it, and I kind of like where it is in this little zone in here. And there you go. Okay, so we just got filled on the first leg. Let's see if we get filled on the second. And there we go. So partial fill, partial fill. Okay, so it traded through it, right? And you can see all our orders in here. Okay, there's 40 of them. And now this is not, this is in sim. Okay, so it's a little different. Just note that. It's if a transaction takes place here at my level or above my level, I will get filled at my level. And that's the way it's going to work in the competition as well. Okay, and then here you can see that these got filled pretty quickly. These up here, though, it took a while, and you can see there's probably a lot of one lots in here that are getting filled, okay, over time. All right, so a difference between these two, they're both for 40, right? But you can see that there's a lot of buyers interested in here, a little less buyers up here. Kind of interesting to learn some of these things, right, by trading some size. Anyway, I think I made the point, and let's move on. Right. You know, if you have any questions on that, does the multi-account work with just 7.6? Yes, you will need to have 7.6, Alois. I'm not sure which build you need. Yep, you're welcome. Okay. And is there anything else? Oh, there is something else I wanted to go through. Now, we traded a little bit of order flow already, but and we're looking for, just trading in these ranges in here, right? And just for the demo purpose, and showing some size. But I want to show here is in the bigger picture. And if we go to Rhythmic, or our trader, looking at the candlesticks here, it's really in here that I want to show. And let's just put in 20 bars. Okay. So we had a webinar Tuesday, right? Here's Tuesday here, the 15th. And we were also going over how larger players are getting filled on the bid on the way down, right? And in fact, there was a little bit of blowback in the Discord room about, he's just buying, down, and he's buying down and buying down. Yeah, I was, but it was to show something very interesting in here. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Right. So this was Tuesday in Bookmap. This is with the webinar time, and this is where we were averaging in on the way down. Now you can't really see it in here too well because we're zoomed out, and I'm using the ES contract here. I'm not using the Trader Map Lite contract, but you can see there's high liquidity in here, here, and here on the way down, and obviously more down in here and in here later in the day. Okay, but we're looking for lots of buyers, and you can see even the icebergs in here in these areas, the blue lines in here, and it is the iceberg transactions here that we're looking at. Okay, so now we knew that there is a lot of demand here. These are passive orders, though, in the order book getting filled. And we saw lots of icebergs along the way as well. So we have not only the limit orders getting filled, we have hidden orders getting filled. It was like, over 10, like 15,000 or so. It was an amazing amount within this time frame here. So from that, my point is this. We want to look at kind of an average in here, or when these players are going to be in profit. Okay, now it went against us the rest of the day. Okay, but look at the icebergs after that. There was like maybe 2,000 more or so, something like this. Okay, and this is 4 p.m. At the close, right? Now let's take a look at Rhythmic. Okay. Right. Okay. So that was this day here. Okay, after going to all-time highs, and then this was the next day, and it retested the swing low of that previous day. The next day was kind of a rebound in here and a retracement back up. And then on the overnight, this is what happened. All-time highs. So what my point here, and what I want to go through, is understanding larger player behavior. Understanding larger player behavior This game was off limits to us unless you're swing trading, and you have deep pockets. Here's why. Because if all these icebergs are getting filled in here and all these limit buys are getting filled and the market still goes against them, well, the next day it kind of chopped, and the next day after that it opened up. Let's go back to Rhythmic, okay, or R Trader. It opened up here, and let's take a look. Week back, okay, perfect, on the hourly. This is where it opened up, and then this is the cash open right at the swing here, just maybe just above it, and then it spiked up to the upside, and then it dropped. Okay, this is the previous day. This is probably around 10 o'clock. Yeah, 11 o'clock. So 10 to 11. This is that candle where we're getting filled, or we were getting filled on the way down, and we actually exited somewhere in here, and it was for profit after averaging into that. But this is not what the bigger picture is here. We understand that lots of larger players are getting filled on the bid, as well as with iceberg orders. Still went against them, filled the gap. The next day it kind of chopped, and the next day it broke out all-time highs, and they're getting filled up in here. They're in huge profit. Okay, so I'm just pointing out, and this is why was this off limits to us? Because they got filled here during the day, but this was on the overnight here, and it moved up, it gapped up, and it opened up here, went higher, spiked higher up to like 59.27 or so, and then it dropped. Okay, this is why we can't play in that game, because they were able to withstand this move. All right, so it's beautiful stuff. It's pretty wicked, but this allows them to profit on the overnight. We're in bed, and other traders, larger players who are in this move in here are going to be getting out in these areas in here, and maybe accumulating in more areas in here. Okay. So let me show you the next day here in Bookmap, what it looks like. Okay, so I've got that one. This was the day down, that we were talking about. This is the 17th, October 17th. Here's the spike up. Here's 9 o'clock. Okay, this is pre-market, and then here's 9:30. Opens up and totally drops. All right, so it's over. The move is over, and now it's a lot of chop in here actually. Some really nice areas of liquidity in here, but anyway, my point is that, and I'm using replay mode, as you guys can see in here, to replay this and make this point. You will see this all the time, that larger players will be accumulating on some of these moves on the way down, and it will be off limits for us in a lot of cases. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if this is leading to a nice discussion or not. I'm DNT. Okay, you like it. Yeah, no, I mean, you'll see it. It happens time and again, and in fact, a lot of times, to be honest, it happens. I've seen it happen during the webinar over the years. During this webinar, it makes kind of a fool of you. You're like, wow, they just absorb tons of, or they're getting filled on the bid, and with massive orders, but price still goes against them. Price still going down, still go down, still going down. Iceberg orders all over the place. Icebergs were like 30,000 one time, I remember. Not 15,000. It was double that amount. And then what happened? Another day passes by, maybe some chop. The next day after that, it was up for the rest of the week, like 3 or 4 days, and it skyrocketed to the upside. All right, so making points in here about this trading size and understanding the different games that on different time frames that different players are playing. Okay, so another thing, we can even see it in here on YouTube, our YouTube channel, on the Learning Center. Hold on. Okay, go to bookmap.com and let's go to the Education tab, or here, and we'll go through order flow phenomena. This one. Okay, it's this one here, ES algo buying activity. This was actually I didn't see this. It was I recorded it once it was pointed out to me. But this was amazing here. This was years ago. Here is this 2016. It looks like, yeah, 2016. You can see it's a actually pretty similar version of Bookmap. We didn't even have the heat map, the colored heat map, though. It was all black and white. Look, see the best offer here, the red line? Well, it looks green, right? Well, this is an algo, and it's actually pre-market in here. They are accumulating massive size through small orders over time. These are all buys on the best offer. Okay, these are market buys, market buy, market buy. And you can see the accumulation in here over time, all these little dots in here. Okay, this is how you may consider trading because for this competition, because you can accumulate a big position by not having the market slip against you. Okay, now ultimately it does kind of slip against them a little bit, but just, you know, they're getting in a lot of orders over some time here, and it doesn't seem to be spooking the market. You know, it's driving it up, but kind of slowly. It's not like some big, you know, massive limit buy order on the bid and you know, scares the market away. Okay, so this is how they were able to accumulate a big position. And what happened after this day? Markets went up for like a week. It was a pivotal area back in 2016. You can go look it up. Here's the date, March 5th, 2016. Go check it out, and you'll see it's the start of a really big move. All right. Okay. Lots of points in here, and I'm excited, as you can probably tell, for this competition. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and you know, start to understand like how you're going to, you know, manage your position and get in and get out, right? And we're going to get a lot of help from some of those institutional traders during the Pro Trader webinar next week. Good morning, Hunab. I don't use spot gamma. I don't have those levels in here. Okay, so I know a lot of our traders do. So if you want to come over to the Discord community, then you know, check it out and talk to some of those guys using Bookmap. They have it, and they use the options market heavily within their order. Okay. All right. I think that's everything I wanted to cover, and that was like 45 minutes worth. Well, we did get some trades on and demoed you know, how we got slipped or how we didn't get slipped, and I think you guys will find that helpful. All right, let me see if there's any other questions in here. DNT Dan is off today. The Bookmap Academy it was recorded last night. It was it's not live though yet. Yeah, I think here, this is what I'll do. I don't know. I think we're going to release it next week, but In the meantime, I can give you a link to it. Okay, it's unlisted, so I'll put it into Discord here for you. Just a minute. It was a good session. They're all pretty good sessions. I love it. I mean, because it's not us talking. It's for you guys, and open up the mic for you. You tell us what you think, and how can we help you? So let's see here. Okay. Yeah, here you go. All right, that should do the trick for you, DNT. All right, or anyone else interested, that's where it'll be. It's in the All Markets webinar chat room. Okay. Stops and icebergs, totally off topic, JL. No, the settings, I'll show you the settings I use. And they are available on TraderMap Lite, but not only on chart, not the subchart ones. So you know. Okay, so we'll have to go back to the like the ES here, or you know, the non-TraderMap Lite or TraderMap Pro version. That was something that kind of shocked me yesterday. A lot of you guys in the academy are making your content based off of the normal symbol in here. I really encourage you to try the TraderMap Lite, which is free, or the TraderMap Pro, which is part of the MBO bundle, because this bot in here, which you can see, let me show it here. This bot in here is skewing the order book, you know, tremendously, and it's making it very difficult to see the liquidity. Look at this area in here. See how it stayed in the order book? This is what these bots can do. They're in the queue. This is why this is actually a pretty good example, I think, of what exactly is happening in here. This is a queuing bot. It's a stacker algo that will, you know, it's on two or three different price levels in here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 on the offer and on the bid. And when it wants to trade, when they have some sort of edge based off of their calculations, this algo bot here will stop, and it will stay in the order book just like this, and they'll get filled. Okay, and then we have to compete against that because they are in the queue before us. They are in the queue right now before us. Okay, so just to, you know, give you an idea about the competition that's in the marketplace. Now, this is something that has been going on for a long time, but you know, it's a good demo here for at least using this this algo here on this chart. Therefore, go to your TraderMap Lite and I think, or your TraderMap Pro, and you can trade from this chart, and it's going to show these levels of liquidity a lot better. Okay, and yeah, here we go. Look at this high liquidity filled down here, and starting to bounce a little bit. All right, well, let's see if we can get maybe a pullback and another bounce. Let's see if we can get some buyers in here. No. Okay, maybe after this one. Now we know passive orders filled, right? Starting to see aggressors. All right, so I'm going to get filled in there. Okay, and I'll take it off up here. And actually, I'll take off half. So I'll click on that, scroll down, make it 10. In fact, let's do this. Let's cancel this by using your center mouse wheel as a button. I'm going to select 10 here, and I'm going to use OCO. Okay, and I'll right click for a limit cell. Then I'll hold down the shift key, and then I'll right click down here. This goes against us. Maybe I'll hide behind this liquidity here. Okay, so there's my 10 lot and my 10 lot. Okay, now I can put in another one here too. Okay, so so I've got 2 OCOs, and that'll cover my 20 lot that I have. Okay, so now just a quick, it was a quick thing that we're looking at here. High liquidity filled here. So, and we found some demand, retest it here, and high liquidity again. So that's why we got in. Okay, and saw some buyers in here starting to curl back in. We didn't break structure, so maybe I was in a little too early. Well, clearly I was in too early. And I'm gonna move it behind these stops here. Just curious to see if we can stay in the game here. Now we're gonna get stopped out. Okay. All right. So yeah, missed the trending move here, but that was the idea, that we had this high liquidity on the bid filled, and maybe I should have maybe read the demand up in here by the aggressors. We'll go through the process again though, and what we're looking for with very simple ideas here in trading. Okay, where are the passive orders and where are the aggressive orders? Right, so here now we've gotten filled all the way down here into these areas. Now we're seeing the aggressors come in. Okay, so here maybe we can set a limit. Maybe we can use brackets here. A limit here. Okay, a limit 10. Okay, in this area right here. Let me show us another thing in here, that a tip and trick here. You know, you can use these keys in here for market buy on the best ask or on the best bid. Okay, so you can put a market, or you can put a limit on the best ask. Okay, so here we just got filled on this one. Let me move these out a little bit here. These are usually used for the S&P, so I should probably put in like maybe double the amount here. NASDAQ. So okay, so let's get filled on the best ask. Here it's going to be a limit buy, okay, for 10, or no, let's put in quite a bit more. Let's put in 100 here. Okay, now we shouldn't get slipped here, right? So let's go. There it goes. Okay, so we didn't see. So it was a market buy here. I'm sorry, it was a limit, but it was on the best ask. Okay, so there we got filled. Now we're 110 lots here, and here's our 100 lot, just about to get stopped out. Okay, and you can move these around, as you guys can see, and consolidate them and then move them all together at the same time as well. Okay, this is selling off pretty hard here, pretty hard. All right, well, we thought we saw the buyers starting to come in here after this move here. Okay, and we get stopped out. And all right, let's look again. Zoom out. Okay, well, yeah, here, bigger picture, maybe this swing here. Very sideways action here. More demoing than scalping. We had a nice little trade earlier, but Let's do this again. We'll do it again. Now, see, I'm starting to bid up in here after trading through these areas in here. Okay, so let's. I mean, this is some heavy selling though, so I'm still kind of looking for these sellers to hit maybe down into this 450 area here. Yeah, maybe this swing here. All right, so let's see if they trade into this here, these sellers. See how we're slipped here? Okay, and this adds up. I mean, this can be significant. Yeah, didn't get to our level here. Asante, why not play the sell-off? Well, yeah, I probably should have in here. That's all in hindsight. I mean, yeah, I should have taken a step back and look at the bigger picture in here. Very, very high liquidity up in here, and we have. I mean, it's kind of beautiful stuff here, to be honest. Exhaustion, sellers, some buyers, more sellers here, lower low. This is not a buy, and it if we can get a little bit more selling in here, that's looking pretty good. But I was too zoomed in, I think, at that point. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, maybe we can get a bit of a range bound trade out of this. Let's just see this. Buy on the best ask. All right, there we go. This is why I don't like having these CO or the bracketed orders. I got to widen them out. Okay, so this is another tip here for your trading. Yeah, or another thing too is like basically very similar thing is you can just kind of move or place an order in here very close to um, the current price action. We're going to trade our 450 here. Looks like. Hmm. Yeah, funny bid underneath here. Reaction to the bid. NASDAQ gets kind of squirrely like this. DNT, another way to go about this. You were doing this in the past, like in the Bookmap Academy, you were doing this. You were adding in a zone, right? This is a good way to trade with size and get a position on. Is use this whole zone in here, right? Instead of like saying, aha, I caught it and it's looking for coming for back up, and I'll get out, and I'm a genius. Instead, you're like, no, look at this whole area in here, and I'm long in this area, or whatever it might be, whatever your position is. And then you're looking at it as an average, and thinking about it that way. Okay, so let's zoom out here and get our bigger picture approach here. Okay, where might price go? Well, this is pretty good that it's already came back up here. I think we can probably get back up to here, to be honest. And then here's our high volume node up here as well. We got 500 up here. Didn't get to 450, but see if we can get at least back up to this swing here, and maybe we can get a few more buyers in here. Let's see it, buyers. This might be a nice little flag pattern in here. Okay, so we're looking for that. We talk about this in the on the order flow and in the Bookmap Academy meeting, this transition from sell side to buy side and what it looks like. And it's not too convincing yet. It's still, it did make a higher low in here, which is good. But I don't see, look at the bars and look at the size and color of the dots. It's starting to pick up, starting to look better now. This is starting to look a lot better in here. Okay, so we got filled on our 100 lot, and we're still getting filled on it. Okay, so there it goes. All right, so this was our limit buy in here, yeah, we got filled in here with our our limit sell. Okay, and here it is going across here. Note the difference here. This is what I was trying to point out between this and, pretty sure I got it, yeah, and this, right, from Christoph. This is what we want to avoid. I mean, he had a beautiful trade here. Beautiful trade. I'm not talking about the trade. I'm talking about the execution. Okay. We want to see this instead. Okay, when trading size. All right. So we got the price we wanted, and we got filled at that price. Okay, instead of getting slipped. All right. Asante, I don't know really what you're talking about. ES rejecting 3-day supply. I mean, I see a lot of volatility. I mean, look at these big swings. There's accumulation, distribution going on in here. We're just trying to read it and get a feel for it. And I think we did get a good feel for it on Tuesday. As price was going down, we saw all those icebergs coming in. And limit buys getting filled all the way down. Right, the next day it kind of chops. Overnight session, it goes to all-time highs again, and then the cash open, it busts above the all-time highs, hits a bunch of stops. Anyone who thinks that I caught it, this is engulfing type of candlestick pattern in here, well, you just got stopped out. And these guys who bought on the way down just made a nice profit. Okay, so, and what's going on in here, I I don't really like to follow any sort of like specific pattern on and this is just me, Asante, like over the years, like looking at different ways of trading and Elliott wave, and I mean just everything. I'm just looking for supply and demand, and if I can start to understand these three elements, very simple elements on all time frames and all charts. I want to understand the price structure. I want to understand the liquidity that is in those areas and how price is reacting to it. And I want to understand within the price structure, I want to understand the transactions. Where are they taking place? That's it. Okay. In my opinion, it across all time frames, this is what matters. Okay. I've seen it. I mean, like, look, it's just my way of looking at it. I'm not trying to dictate any sort of specific, far from it, way of trading. Just saying that if you are trading some sort of like 3-day supply and demand excess, or profiles or whatever it is that you're looking at, that's great. Just make sure it lines up with liquidity, because look at this, you cannot deny it. High liquidity, sell off into high liquidity below the swings in here. Buyers are here and down here. Limit buys, passive orders. Now the aggressor comes in. Okay, now we're looking for it to come back up to here. And that's it. After this, take some off. Maybe we'll still see more demand come in here by the aggressors. Right now, there's a little bit, not a whole lot. Okay, so our buyers going to move it higher up into these areas of liquidity back to 500 here. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking for. Okay, great. Yeah. So yeah, if that's your way of trading and you're looking at your profiles, etc., then go for it. We've got some profiles here in Bookmap. In fact, there's some interesting profiles. Configure this. Hold on. Okay. With the delta, I know some of you guys really like it. I like it too, but you can look at your delta, buy minus sell within the profile here. So you might find that interesting. And whatever it is that you're trading, I mean, now we've got a mean reversion trade here, right? It sold off hard. We got caught up in it, and then we're looking for buyers to come in, and then maybe back up to, we said like maybe it would come back up to the mean reversion here, but I was fine with this here above this little swing and in front of this liquidity here, okay, which I didn't know until it came in a little later here. But anyway, that's what we did. It came up higher, and we'll see. Is there more demand in here now? So this is trading profile and looking at these three elements: liquidity, aggressors, price structure. Okay, and then you've got a profile. Might be a fib level, might be a floor trader pivot level, could be a trend line. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, start to match it up here. Like look at the demand, coming in, or supply up here and then here as well. Okay, so we can trade off of that. Let's take a short, and let's cover. And you can see I got kind of slipped a little bit on this one too, even with 9 or 10 contracts. Just looking for a move down to here. Actually, I would like to see it here. It almost did it, and now we might get squeezed. Actually, in fact, I'm just going to exit it. Okay, but the idea was that we had demand or supply here. We traded into it, and then we see aggressive sellers starting to come in. So we would look for a pullback at that point. Okay, the pullback went almost to your point of control right here. All right, and then it's already did one move, and then it's coming back up and finding buyers again. I'm out. It's not worth it. Okay, I'm still eyeing this 500 up here. Any other questions? Caesar, got a bunch of questions in here. Good. Chris, welcome. Chris, 895. Okay, Chris. Well, what kind of question? How can I help you? I mean, go over the I know we are going over some more advanced things today. It's because of the competition. Okay, so here we can go through maybe what we just covered, the simple supply and demand, and then ranges, and then we can even trade around that area. We'll drop it down here into one contract and keep it simple. Oh yeah, that's what we're here for, Chris. So please don't. I mean, uh, be blunt and be honest. If this education is not helping you, then let us know. I've been covering a lot of more advanced things in here because of trading size, etc. But let's just take a look at this in here. Okay, so here we have a range developing right now, right? And where is their supply? Where is their demand? This is part of the academy. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, no, it's really funny you say this. You feel like you're on the ground level and I'm in the stratosphere. It's actually it's pretty funny. It's really quite the opposite. And I think after going through everything, looking at all these things and trading different things over the years, you just come back to like some really simple things. And this is what I like about Bookmap is like even though this looks like it's very advanced here, it's actually really simple. These are passive orders up here. Okay, we're at the figure as well. This will add another wrinkle into it, but larger players or players like to trade around the bigger figures and the whole numbers. Okay, now let's just put some things together. These are passive sell orders. This is supply. And now there's two types of supply here. One is passive and the other is aggressive. These red dots, these are market sell orders that are moving the market lower. Okay? These are actually the people who can move price. When you hit market buy and sell, you're taking liquidity. And if you take enough liquidity, it'll move to the next price level. Okay, so that's what's happening now. And we're starting to drop here. All right, now, where did it just trade into? Demand. These are buyers down here. Okay, now what is the condition in here? Reading the supply and the demand. Okay, so we know there's two types of supply, and we still see that there's some more supply still coming in here. Okay, it just came in, and it just traded into this liquidity. Now, we can assume something, that every time we trade into high liquidity, and if it transacts, we'd kind of see some bounce in here. Something. Right? It just makes sense because this is where the sellers here met the buyers here, the passive buyers. Okay, so then at that point here, we can look for some sort of bounce or maybe sideways action, right? And this has nothing to do with fib levels, moving averages, or anything. This is just supply and demand. So we trade into these areas here. There's a little bit more supply. There's a little bit more demand here. Trade into it as well. Now, look at the retest here. Now, this is much easier in hindsight, of course. But do we see sellers here? Do we still see supply over here? No. And now we're starting to see more demand, but aggressive demand, market buys. After trading into market limit orders on the bid here. So two types of demand. This is our demand here on passive orders, limit orders, getting filled. It also, another type of demand might be iceberg orders. And that's more advanced, but we'll cover that maybe another time. But we're understanding that these sellers met buyers. They traded one more, they retested, and we didn't find sellers. We start to find aggressive buyers. Now we have this at our back here. We have this liquidity that got filled, and now we're starting to see aggressive buyers come in. So we would look for price to go up to another area of high liquidity. Here, here, maybe up here. Okay. And that's it. Okay, as simple as that. So, and that constitutes a range bound trade in here. Kind of. It went below the swing in here. It kind of went to these swings down here. So that's it. Let's trade it. Let's do it again, and we'll look for it. Okay, now this in here looks like chop to me. Okay, because I don't really see a lot of. I want something a little bit surer, more sure. And I don't see a lot of passive buyers in here. There's some. You can see it in the heat map. Okay, and you can see the aggressive buyers coming in here too. But it's kind of chopping around in here. I don't really see any really big demand getting filled in here. In fact, I see more supply up in here in the heat map. Okay, so let's see if we can trade up into some of this up here, and let's see if we see more demand after trading into supply. Okay, now let's look at this here. What's happening up here? They're actually pulling that liquidity. They're pulling that supply in here. Now, this is called a flip of the order book. And again, it sounds all technical. It's not. This passive supply up here pulled away from the order book here. Okay, see how it was in the order book and then they pulled it away? And then in here, we see them pulling in here, and they're adding actually on the offer, on the bid in here. And we're still seeing some demand with market buy orders, green dots pulling that market up. Okay, so here is something different. Here we're holding off on selling. In fact, maybe we're even looking for a pullback and buying, okay, because of that flip of the order book on the lower time frame. It doesn't really show up too well now when we zoom out. Okay, but anyway, see how this can kind of keep us. No, it's not. It's a flip can be illegal behavior or prohibited behavior when it's really high supply and they pull it and then they flip at the, maybe very close to the similar price level. It could be a little bit above it or below it, and they show really high demand, and then maybe they'll hit the, they'll use some we'll see larger players maybe use market orders to try to stimulate more demand as well. Then that would be really bad illegal behavior. So it's kind of a little more complex than a spoof. Spoof would be someone comes in. Let's just kind of simulate a spoof here. Okay, now I would anticipate a pullback after trading into this, and we got it right back to where we started this move here. And now we get more demand. Not yet. That's a tradable event, right? And I couldn't get in because I'm in the drawing tools mode. Anyway, and then this is short-lived. It traded again into supply up here. Right? So you have to be kind of careful with it here. Anyway, just stick with these basics in here, I think, and understand this kind of relationship in here of supply and demand, and start to mark up your charts. In fact, this is exactly what we do in the Bookmap Academy. Chris, you may want to partake in it. And just, up here, you would just, mark up your charts, get some software, take a screenshot, and then, say this is, supply. This here is aggressive demand. Get the idea. But horrible execution there. But anyway, okay, yeah, you've requested the spreadsheet. Okay, great. Yeah, start marking them up. All right, now we just traded into above 500 here. We're looking for that move into 500. All right, I'm actually looking for, let's see if we traded into the aggressive, the passive supply up here. Do we see there's some exhaustion? All right, so let's actually take a shot at it. Okay, now it seems kind of crazy, right? We see all these buyers coming in, but I'm looking for a pullback, and this is putting the two pieces together here, and then we'll put a take profit in here as well. Okay, maybe in front of this demand down here. Okay, so yeah, okay, this one's going against us, but the idea, what we did get the pullback. Okay, we're just still in an uptrend here, right? And now it traded up into one more level up in here. Watch this. You'll see the sellers come in now. Most likely, okay, you'll see some stop runs up in here, and then this is kind of a toxic move right here by some sellers. Okay, moving the price away from that area in here. Okay, and there we just got partial filled down here. All right. So now let's take a look at this in here. There's some really good stuff in this chart to go through. All right, so one is maybe I was a little too aggressive here. This is exactly why we have this Bookmap Academy. Okay, I was a little too aggressive here. Okay, we traded up into this supply up here, and we had exhaustion here too. Maybe it's a little early though. I would look for a pullback, and we did get our pullback. Okay, not much, but some, and we still had more demand though, aggressive demand that traded up into one more level up in here, and they filled it in here, and it didn't really fill up here at this one level up here. A little bit, not much though, but look at the demand now by the aggressors. Okay, we have supply. And we have not so much demand by the aggressors. And then look at this little dagger right here of a move. Okay, this is pulling it away, shifting it away from all of this up in here, all of that buying. Okay, so this is pretty toxic little move here. Now what can I learn from this? And this move was pretty nice. It came all the way back down into this level, or you can see some demand here. It was kind of pulled, but it's getting kind of choppy in here, but you can see it trade into these levels here. Now we can take these ideas in here, and DNT, and also shark, your 1 2 3 pattern. Okay, I've made this error a lot, and by going back and looking at my charts, I can start to understand, like, okay, I'm looking for a 1 2 3 reversal pattern, and I'm looking for a pullback here, but am I looking for a reversal at this time? No, not necessarily. And there's still some demand over here. One more hit. Now then let's see if we get the supply coming in by the aggressors, and we do. Okay, and that's when we're looking for maybe a reversal, or that 1 2 3 pattern reversal in here. We get it. get it. And in fact, it did play out too. And as you guys know, I like measured moves. Let's take a look at it here. Okay, so we'll make a measured move out of it. This area here. Okay, so we'll duplicate it, and then we'll move it. Okay, it went below. In fact, down to this swing here. So it went beyond the measured move. Okay, but this might be really helpful for reversals, starting to understand the instead of getting in a little too early, let it hit one more time, and then look for that supply to come in by the aggressors. Now we're chopping around in here in the bigger picture, kind of medium time frame picture. We're chopping around here right at the figure of 2,500. Okay, so the market doesn't really know what to do. I think in here it's all over the place. Wow, I made a big error in here, guys. So I didn't check my my canceled or my orders in here. So yeah, let's cancel all, or hit the flatten button, and make sure that I am flat. I don't have any working orders anymore. Okay, so trader error is another big one. Really have to be on top of that kind of stuff. I've seen veteran traders do this all the time. You see Scott Pulcini doing this as well. So try to be really attentive to your orders and management and execution. You could have a profitable day and mess up on a couple orders and make it unprofitable. It really is. It makes you really furious. All right, let me see any questions in here. Oh, thanks, Michael. Appreciate the content. Appreciate your comments. Guys, yeah, hit the like button, please. This is it's important for us to get feedback from you. After the webinar is over, hey, put a comment in. What did you like? What didn't you like? Oh boy, you're talking about 11 o'clock-ish reversal. You notice some very consistent lately. Yeah, we talk about that a lot. Well, right now it's the cash, or I'm sorry, it is the European close, right? So we're going to get some volatility in here. Market timing is such a huge part of it as well. So, for example, in this webinar here, here's our 9:30 cash open, and the webinar starts at 10, and I went for like 20 minutes about different stuff before looking at the order flow in here. Then we took a few positions in here. Nonetheless, the market timing is critical, okay? Because typically you'll get some sort of opening drive in the morning, and then you get a fade, around 10:30 or so, somewhere between 10:30, maybe 11, and then you might get the trend to resume again. Okay, but then 11:30 East. These are all East Coast times. Be careful due to the European close. All right, so here we go again. Now look at this. This is tremendous demand in here, okay, by the aggressors. Right, so it's trading into and through high liquidity. I bet we get another test up there. We can take a position off of that. And I'm gonna cancel my brackets here, so we'll just make it simple here. Okay, so now we just traded into some demand here, and I'm looking for it to test this demand up there. Okay, so I'm looking for this kind of flag pattern in here, right? And there we go. Okay, So why this drop? It was only 10. Well, anyway, we don't need to see the if you don't like it, you don't need to see the theoretical average here. Okay, we can use you can use break-even point as well. Okay. So now, Chris, this is why we got out. Okay, all this, look at all this demand in here, but we had a very simple idea, a very simple play, and we had a high liquidity here, and I'm getting out in front of it. Now, there's still demand in here. You can get in again. Look for it to trade up into these areas here, right? But why did I get out here? Because I'm anticipating a pullback after trading up into this area here of supply. And we did get that pullback. And I don't know if it's going to be reversal or not. But we're still trending up. And this could have turned into reversal right in here. But it didn't. Okay? And instead we see still tremendous demand coming in. Okay, let's zoom out here. Now, probably it's going to trade up to the 50 level up here. We just went above this swing here from the high of a day here in NASDAQ. Okay, high liquidity all the way through here. Look at this again, Chris. We're not making this stuff up. This is I'm using you as a guinea pig, but I do that with Alan, DNT a little bit, also Rob. But look at all this area in here, and what has happened so far. We pulled all the way back to it. Again, you can't make this stuff up. This is where buyers met the sellers. Aggressive buyers met the passive sellers. Okay, now, the question is there still more demand? Okay, or do we see the demand dry up like here? Look at this. Exhaustion. Do we see sellers? Okay, yeah, sellers should be able to hit the demand down here now at 20. That's what I'd be looking for. Exhaustion on the buy side, okay, by aggressive demand. Okay, and I'm seeing now aggressive supply come in, and I want to see them meet the buyers down here. So I would recommend that you guys or you know, if you're new to Bookmap, try this. Go through and simply mark up some of these things, and don't trade them. Just mark them up and then start to look for, you know, the reaction to some of these areas. It'll be very, very helpful. And start to understand like the relationship and the context between the price structure, the supply and demand by the passive orders, and then also by the aggressive orders. And use replay mode. You can record your trading activity or your data here, and you can go back and replay it. Okay, that's what I did to capture these images here from Tuesday, and then also on just yesterday, okay, Thursday, to go through this concept here. So you can see this little blue line up here. This is in replay mode, okay? And you can look at this again, and then I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. This is just how markets work. Look at the supply up here. Okay, look at the supply in here. What's the context? Look at the demand down in here. It all traded. What did it do? And this is an hour between each vertical dotted line is an hour, right? So this is pretty zoomed out. But this is where the demand was met, and then we see the aggressors starting to come back in, and they move it back up to supply. Chop around. Then this looks more, well, this too looks like a spoof to me, and this one as well. They come in and cap it. We see just, you know, lots of supply come in here, and then we have aggressors come in, when we trade back down into demand. Let's see, DNT P&L on the dome as you are in position similar to thick or swim active trader. Okay. Oh yeah, we you mean the Dome Pro? Is that right? We're working on that. Yep. Yeah, you'll be able to set orders off of Dome Pro as well. I mean, not set orders. What am I talking about? Yeah, I do mean that. You'll have the trade control panel on the Dome Pro. Okay, so you'll be able to input your order sizes and etc. Yeah, I know it's been requested for quite a while, DNT, but we're getting there. The beautiful thing about this understanding supply and demand, it works on all time frames. This has been a pretty choppy day here in the Nasdaq, and in here, I'll be honest, like I'm kind of surprised. Okay, we went above the swing here, and now people are getting squeezed, but this was so strong of demand by the aggressors that I was looking for 50 to trade, but it didn't. And what it did was it traded into lots of supply, chops around, and then we see our sellers, and we were just looking for a move. Is our trade? Didn't we trade this on the way down? Thought we did, from like here down to here, or maybe that was another area. I mean, I see the move up that we got. Anyway. Why doesn't it show up? Anyway, guys, I've gone over my time limit. Thank you so much for coming. Sign up for that competition. Start using your demo account, your 24/7 simulator account. You all have access to that. And you can start trading some size in there, and I'll put that PDF together for you, so you can go over trading on the ask here, or on the bid, or setting your limits, or trading with smaller size over time and accumulating a position. Just like some of the larger players in here. Here's 5, here's 5, here's 5. Here I'll do a combination. I'll put down 15 in here if it trades into this area here. Okay, and then here I'll start to exit out up here. DNT, you were doing this in your with your micros, so this might be a good time to revisit some of that with the competition. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming, everybody. Please give us the thumbs up, or the like button over on YouTube. We've been cutting the YouTube a little short to go over more of these things in detail with our Bookmap traders over here in Discord. However, this was kind of important to go through, and sets us up nicely for the Pro Trader webinar, institutional trader webinars next week, and then the competition the week after. Okay, so go for it, guys. I mean, you'll have access to this. You'll have data. You can participate free. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody, and we will catch up with you on Monday. Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye. Have a good weekend.